are asked to stand, and I will lead us in prayer. Let's pray. Father God, Lord, I thank you for today. I thank you for all you do for us. I thank you for all you bless us with. I thank you for this Christmas season that serves as a reminder of the salvation that you provide for us through your Son, Jesus, Lord. I pray that as we do the city's business, that in all that we do the greatest good for the greatest amount of people, that we stay humble and we always seek wise counsel. In your name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll do our roll call. Commissioner Overstreet.
Here.
Commissioner Mortimer.
Here.
Commissioner Nugent. Commissioner Milner.
Here.
And I'm here, Commissioner Reddick. All right. I would ask that we have an approval of the agenda, or do we have any changes?
No changes.
I would like that. What's that?
I don't have any changes.
I would like to ask that, I believe Mr. Tinley and Mr. Dowdy are here to present an award. Could we make that 7A?
Sure. American Legion.
Yes.
7A.
American Legion, 7A. Any other changes or additions?
I move the agenda as amended.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Milner. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. All right, so we move on to the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I reviewed the bills. There were a couple of minor questions that I asked of the clerk that was answered. So with that, I move that the consent agenda be approved.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Mortimer. Do we have a second?
I second.
I have a second by Commissioner Newton. Yes, sir.
It's a Scrivener's error. It's not substantive, it doesn't matter, but on page 4, what they said, Commissioners Milner and Nugent said they'll be in Tallahassee. That was actually tomorrow, and we won't be in Tallahassee. That's for another later date.
Okay, so just a typographical error.
Okay, on the minutes.
We can
Right.
simply
Yes.
say that
Page
we won't be able to attend the 18th.
Okay.
Other than that,
All right, and your second still stands? Or Commissioner Newton second?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. All right, I don't believe we have any emergency items. Mr. Mullins?
no.
Thompson?
No, sir.
All right. All right, Mr. Tinley, Mr. Dowd. And any other American Legion representatives? See Mr. Hunter back there, is going to come forward too.
This is an award we've been wanting to give for a while this year, but we're just not fast enough to catch it. So we got her cornered here. Let's go, stop, if you can come up right now.
Oh, nice.
We got you. I'm gonna have Mr. Dowdy, if he please read the plaque.
Okay, on behalf of the President of the United States and the Governor of the State of Florida, we'd like to present you this plaque and all from the American Legion, post number 56. Christy, this is to honor you for your dedication and selflessness to always assist and help others without any hesitation whatsoever. Christy has the attitude that if you ask, I can provide. Thanks for all that you do.
All right.
Sure.
Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank y'all for letting us do this.
Thank you.
Hey, if you can take 1 second, Miss Becky's gonna grab her camera
Okay.
also, then get one more photo op.
Well, Mr. Hunter don't get in them, I guess.
All three of them in there.
Yeah.
She knows how to Photoshop me out.
No, that's right. We'll Photoshop the elves in.
Becky's grabbing her formal camera.
Oh, she knows how to Photoshop me out too.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you again to American Legion Post 56. Wish you had that too, I love you all.
We're gonna leave Hunter with you there.
All right.
Thank you. We'll take it.
All right, number 8, citizens' request. The city of Starke welcomes you to this meeting. This time is set aside for our citizens and general public to address the city commission. This is not a question or answer time. It is not a political forum, nor is it a time for personal accusations or derogatory remarks to or about city personnel. If you would like to address the commission, please complete a form, come to the podium when you're called, speak into the microphone, and state your name and address for the record. Please also limit your comments to not more than 3 minutes. Your participation is welcome. So the one I had was for the Legion, so that's done. If we do not have any more, we will be moving on. All right, number 9, we have the mayor.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to nominate current mayor Andy Reddy to continue serving as mayor for this year.
And I will second
Okay, we have a nomination by Commissioner Mortimer and a second. Do we have any discussion? Commissioner Nugent?
I thought we were going back to our rotation system where that way we would never have the same mayor each year like we did. I know we did it different when Mr. Crosby was here. We ran Mr. Roberts twice, but we normally didn't do that. And so I'm just wondering why we're doing that now when we're trying to start over with a new, back the way we were running the system. Whereby, that way you rotated, all the commissioners have opportunity to be mayor, not just one person separately. That's why they did that in the past, because that happened to me before, and I had, and Mr. Woods brought that up, so we only ran it one time. So I'm just bringing that up.
It's my understanding that the position is based on the leisure or the pleasure of the commission, and now the commission decides. I'm willing to serve in any firm that where I'm at, and if that's the commission, what they would like to do, I'll go with it and I'll serve accordingly. So
Mr. Mayor,
if anybody has other comments.
I do.
Okay.
I stand by my nomination of you to continue as mayor. There is nothing in our rules of policy that says we have to, although it had been tradition to do it, but that doesn't, traditions are just what they are. And I don't see a need for us to change for this year.
Okay.
And as Commissioner Nugent did point out in an earlier meeting, we're December. We're already in December, maybe 8 or 9 more months left in the year. So having to change now, I think would present probably some hardship for staff, because we have to change the signatures, and we have to change the bank accounts, and just doesn't make sense at this point, at this late juncture.
And there is a lot of time and energy that goes into that. There's a lot
And cost.
with cost also, with the formalities and making it formal of how it is. So I support whatever the majority of the commission goes to. Just another thing that's coming up, and it doesn't really pertain to this at this time, but our charter review committee did start this evening, and those are some of the things that we're looking at in that. Of when those terms will start and end, so we can get things more aligned with election cycles, et cetera, et cetera. So just some food for thought on
Yeah.
that. Anybody else?
Can I run my mouth?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
That's what you're here for.
This is just every time. So my thing is, you've already been running it for this term, so why not finish out the time? I mean, I don't see changing the horse in the stream when it's loaded, so let's go.
Okay.
I mean, that's my thought. I think you just did. Okay.
I love you.
No, sir.
Okay.
All right, so we'll bring it to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nay? Okay. Motion passes 4-1 with Commissioner Nugent dissenting.
Congratulations, sir.
All right, so Vice Mayor next. We'll take nominations for Vice Mayor.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to nominate the current Vice Mayor, Dennis Waterman, to continue as mayor for the rest of this year.
Okay, We have a nomination. Do we have a second?
I'll second it. I love seconding things.
We have a second by Commissioner Overstreet. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion passes 4-1 with Commissioner Nugent dissenting. All right, we're gonna vote now whether to have New Year's holiday or not. Actually, I believe what we're talking about with the New Year's holiday here is when we're gonna have our days off. I know that since we had our last meeting, that the state chose to give an extra day off. I know last year we did kind of fall in line with what our state holidays were gonna be and those holidays they were gonna give for employees. So what day does that add or does it delete anything?
That would add the second, so that Friday,
Okay.
because we will have the Thursday off first, so that would be an additional second.
Okay, so, yes, ma'am.
So do employees get the New Year's Eve off, or they have to work?
They have to work on
They
it.
work on New Year's Eve, they get Christmas Eve off.
Correct.
Christmas Day and the day after.
And the day after.
And for New Year's, they only get New Year's Day, and now we're gonna, okay.
Ask for the day after
Okay.
to follow along with the state. And
Okay.
I would have brought that to you had I known the governor, the day after our
It
meeting.
literally the next day.
It was the very
they
next day.
Announced it.
And we didn't have a
Which I
December 2nd meeting.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any discussion on that?
Yeah, with all due respect,
Well-
I don't care what the state or the governor does, first of all. But, my reason for going along with it is I believe our employees deserve it. And I hope they get the message that the city commission not only gave them from Tuesday the 23rd, excuse me, at noon, off for the rest of the week, and now we're giving an extra day, that's 2 days. So that's 5 days of holidays the employees are getting, and I don't regret it. I just think we need to make it a point that this commission has been extremely generous to our well-deserving employees. Okay, so I can tell you when I sat up there before, and Commissioner Morton can tell you, when I was city manager, we didn't have that many days.
Well, and this is a total act of benevolence, it is an
It
act
is.
of appreciation. Obviously, we have employees with skill sets that they could go to the private industry, work other areas, and make a lot more money. So this shows that they're willing to sacrifice and the service to their community and our city. So I will be willing to
I
take
make
a
a motion
to
that the
them.
employees be allowed to have January 1st and 2nd off for New Year's.
I second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Milner, a second by Commissioner Nugent. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 5-0.
And I will say that the employees are very, very grateful for Thanksgiving and Christmas and now this as well. So they've all expressed their appreciation to you for
It's
this.
a good end to the year, and we can make a fresh start in January.
You're welcome.
All right.
You're welcome.
Site plan?
Yeah, if I could get Lance, if you want to address this one.
Evening, Mr. Mayor, Commission. If you guys look in your packet, you should have construction plans of City Walk townhomes. You guys have walked through this for quite some time. You've approved the plan unit development. You've approved the preliminary site plan. The process is for them to come back with a final site plan. Staff does our full review before any commencing of construction or submitting permitting. We have done our review over the past 2 weeks and find it to be satisfactory for you guys to approve. It's just a formality for the ending of the plan unit development process. So they do need to vote, correct?
Yes.
Yes. If you have any questions for me, I'm available.
Mr. Foles has the form of the motion.
Pardon?
Do you have the form of the motion to be made?
Uh,
Or you read it?
A correct motion would be?
A motion to approve, is that the ordinance number? or-
The way the land development code reads, it's not a resolution or ordinance, it's just an approval of the site plan. So just as, what's the last one we did? The concrete plan.
Mhm.
It's the same thing of approving that site plan.
Okay.
I believe correct me if I'm wrong, it'd be a motion, a second, approve.
Can I ask this question?
Yes, ma'am.
So Lance, so you guys don't have any concerns, or this is in line with the way that it should be? with the
No,
city?
my only concern was, getting through Swanee River Water Management.
Uh-huh.
And they just gave us back 2 weeks ago their final review.
Okay,
And they meet all of the standards for
Okay.
construction. They meet all of our land development code. It's pretty strict for planning and development, what you need to accomplish on those plans, and they meet them.
okay, all right. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Mr. Mayor?
Sorry, I got one question, but we can do.
Yeah, so once we have our motion and our
Okay.
second, then we can have further discussion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the site plan that's as presented is approved.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Mortimer. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Commissioner Milner. Is there any further discussion?
May I ask Lance something?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Lance, I'm assuming in the absence of any drawing, because it wouldn't be required on their property, of the Veterans Memorial Park, irrespective of whether it remains where it is or gets moved back behind, has nothing to do with this site plan. Right or
No,
wrong?
sir. The applicant has just been understanding of holidays and being a unique circumstance. That's the only reason they're still there. Technically, you guys swapped the property, months and months ago. Before any commencing anything, all of that'll be finished out, but the plan specifically only showed his property, not the
Right.
city's. So, and that, moving the park and all of that would be something that you guys decide, drawings and stuff through
Yeah.
the city manager and our office and stuff. We just haven't got there yet.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Lance, it's not showing parking because, am I mistaken, didn't you say the parking, we're gonna have a parking garage under these, or is that?
No, each unit will have its own parking.
That's what I'm talking
And they are required to have infrastructure on their own roads. So there'll be some off-site parking and stuff like that.
Okay. all right.
No parking lot.
I have another question.
Yes, ma'am. Commissioner Mortimer.
And my question stems from what you just said to Commissioner Milner regarding the site plan only shows their property and not the city's. It would not show normally, would it? I mean, it would not include the city's property at all. would
Correct,
it?
they can't do anything with your property,
Oh,
just like
okay.
you can't do anything with theirs.
Okay, all right.
The only reason it's even a question is because you guys swapped part of this land.
Yeah, right, okay.
Anyone else?
I really think I have a problem with them taking that side away from the memorial park. That's
By
just
that
makes me
side,
too
what do you
happy.
mean?
But anyway, it looks as if there's a lot of carrying on there and a lot of traffic that would be going in of that one street. So how is that gonna impact us walkers that like to walk a lot?
Which street specifically are you talking about?
This one right here. See,
So that's coming off of the.
see how they're coming in here, see how they're coming in here. I mean, it's gonna bring, see, look here, this one and this one. Red grade back here, that is, if they come in and go in there, that's gonna be another little problem. Because it's already a problem on that red grade now. I know because I go up and down it and I walk it. So that extra traffic, and that's not even, and 2.5 of them park out in the street, makes it a 1 lane. And then with this traffic in and out here,
So this kind of goes back to, the
that
Sandcastle.
sounds too sensible.
Yeah, I know, so there was a development, Sandcastle development, that went in, off of Westmoreland,
Yeah,
and the same concern was brought up, and I shared that concern as well, but, when it comes to the actual approval process, there is nothing that necessarily we can do on the traffic aspect of it.
are you gonna widen the red grade street? Because I'm telling you, it's just really wide enough for one, and then to park on it. And then there's the extra traffic in and out.
Miss Overstreet,
There's nothing.
I mean, that's, you know, you have to think, because there's a lot of walkers back in here.
Yeah.
And a lot of children.
Yeah,
when.
Okay, I've said my mouth. so-
I got you. Something to just be aware of, and you weren't here when the planning and development was
Yeah.
approved, right? There's a comprehensive study that's done, and it grades the road. the project would not have been approved for the condition of the road if
So,
the capacity of parking and vehicles would overwhelm that. If there is maintenance or anything that needs to be done, that'll be handled through a developer's agreement,
no,
as he was saying earlier.
okay. Well, I mean, that,
Yeah.
I just know what goes on in there, and I just know that all that extra traffic will create some problems.
Yes, ma'am.
And
definitely
Red
you-
Grave will definitely have some problems.
And you make wonderful points, and it's one of those things that you're kind of coming in behind the eight ball with all this process and how it's already progressed to this point.
It's already progressed.
And everything, yes, ma'am, so.
Well, where was I?
Well, you were probably enjoying retirement before you decided to come and get put to work. Here with
Okay,
us,
so I'll shut up.
Yes, sir, Mr. Nugent.
The other development across the street, you know, the one with multiple houses, is that a retention pond back on the back end down there, or is that just a
It's a
creek?
basin, it's gonna be a dry retention pond, and behind that, it's actually not showing on this one, and I do apologize, but it'll be a linear park for the community.
Okay, but.
So is this what you're
Yeah, I was
asking
wondering where
about,
the
Greg?
drainage is going into, that is a retention pond, does it meet? the
It's a
specs?
dry retention pond.
Right.
Dry retention
That's what-
ponds will be strictly for overflow of water.
And that was part of the Swanee River Water Management District's requirements because it backs up to Alligator Creek. Yep. All right. Anybody else? All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Me.
All right. Motion passes 4-1 with Commissioner Overstreet opposed. Okay. City Manager Performance Evaluation 9E. Is that gonna be Mr. Foles, or you present your own evaluation, Mr. Foles?
He wishes.
I can tell you what they were, but,
You said put it off to next year?
oh, no, you better not.
Not another year, huh?
December 26th. Right.
I mean, I'll just tell you what they were. You know, you all know individually what they were, but, there were, everybody at least had meets expectations. There were 2 meets and 3 exceeds. 2 recommended 10% increase, 2 a 15% increase. But overall, there were, again, 2 meets and 3 exceeds.
Okay.
And I mean, we can, of course, send everybody's evaluations out to you all, that we have an idea of what everybody said, but, you know, if you all have individual comments you want to make.
Okay. Yeah, so at this time, based on that, I will open the floor up effectively to look at pay increase is what we're looking at, because we do not have, I mean, everybody exceeds or meets, and then we have 4 recommendations for an increase. So I'll open the floor up for questions or comments about that. Mr. Nugent?
Yeah, I talked to you earlier, and when we talked to him before, and we decided to continue with no probation or anything, we told him that, we promised him that, you know, he did get the 5% before, but he did not get what he should have got, so we told him he would get 10%. So I just want to remind the board that he was promised, if he met all expectations, well, it should have been a couple of months ago, he should have got the 10%. So I'm thinking, if we look back, he should get the 10%, but he should get back pay for the months that he's done since then.
Okay, anyone else?
I do.
Yes, ma'am.
I beat you to it, Bob. It was coming out and I beat you. What is, this is a question for Drew. So what is the, salary for managers, the position in other cities that's comparable to us?
Around 125 to 130.
And we're not there yet, are we? Okay.
And that was effectively going to be my question, is where we stood with other, with other cities, with other municipalities. Mr. Miller?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Irrespective of the amount, first I'd say that my year and a half on the commission with Drew and dealing with him for a year or 2 before, just as a citizen, I've seen him grow in his capabilities of administrative oversight and responsibility. Some would call it maturity, and it is. I think the biggest thing is how he has been able to react and basically overcome the challenges we had through the elected clerk that resigned and then subsequently was the chief administrative officer. And Drew has picked up all that person did, with exception of the the charter requirements that Clerk Thompson is now doing. So he's got all of finance. Thank God he's got Mr. Sparks, but he's got all of utilities. And basically he's got the whole city, again, notwithstanding for what Ms. Thompson has. And that's a huge responsibility. So I look at the things that I think he has some minimal control over anyway. The turnover in personnel, attrition, the production of those personnel, the production of his supervisors, and then how well they're being trained and their staff development. And I think from what I know, talking to him and talking to the employees, and I don't go out and gauge how well Drew's doing by ever talking to an employee about it, but getting feedback. I think they're kind of grown, accustomed to Drew. They didn't know him when he came in from coal miner country, understandably. But I think there's a good deal of respect, largely because, again, the responsibility is picked up from what he's allowed Mr. Hughes and Mr. Sparks respectfully to take on and supervise their areas and not try to micromanage them. So I think that's very important. I think, short time as it's been, he's got an excellent working relationship with the clerk. I see that, and I'm very pleased to see that with the two of them. That has not necessarily been the case in the past. So I put those comments in mind. So I'm very thankful. I think the question was asked, most city managers towns our size, based on totality of population, employees they supervise, infrastructure like we have with our utilities / enterprise fund, it is anywhere from 125 to 150,000. So I think the chief administrative officer was at 120 or something like that by the time when he resigned. But I clearly feel that around 120,000 is, from his 107 he's at right now, is a much more appropriate, and he deserves that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Nugent.
I would go along with Bob on that. I brought up the 10% because I want to make sure he at least was aware that he was promised that already. But I would go, from what Mr. Miller said, go with 120,000. Also, that would put him right around what Mr. Crosby was making, and he has got all the duties right now, so he deserves that.
Okay, anybody else?
No, I'll keep my mouth shut.
Okay. All right, so I think we should have a motion of 125,000. So we've had multiple comments saying 125 to 150,000, so I would be willing to entertain a motion to that at this time.
That's fine. I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion because of
Exceeds.
based on Mr. Mullins exceeds performance evaluation to set his pay at 125,000. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Commissioner Nugent. Do we have any further discussion?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So what would the percentage be? What would that percentage go out to be?
Be a little above 15.
A little above 15?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Congratulations. But obviously this sets the bar high, and you have continued to raise that bar on yourself for your performance, and we look forward to the future growth and where we go from here.
I greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right. Number 10, old business, 10A. We got a study review, and who would like to speak about that? Jonathan, maybe?
Sure. I'd be happy to. Our review board met, all 10 were here and accounted for. I'm very proud of the people that were, that came and they were very eager and engaging. We have said we're gonna do monthly meetings on the third Tuesday prior to a commission meeting. They have an outline, they have the guidelines, and we have a good bit of work ahead of us, but I'm very, very hopeful, and I have a hard deadline of May 1st to have some ordinances and everything back to you guys for first and second reading to get on the November ballot.
Correct, okay, good. So
Yes,
all
sir.
that
Everything
timeline
went
looks
great.
good and solid?
Very
Okay.
engaging group of people.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
10B, impact fees.
Yeah, so, for those of you all that attended the Florida League of Cities Legislative Conference back at the first of this month, one of the conversations was Senate Bill 180. And that has, essentially what Senate Bill 180 was, it was a way for, like, when hurricanes or something, natural disasters hit, it was a way to kind of cut through the red tape of government and allow faster rebuild, right? That has kind of transformed into a larger piece, so where it is preventing some, it is presenting some issues on both fronts. That being said, I have engaged with Folds Walker's recommendation, a firm out of Tallahassee that specializes in this one, attorney specializes in impact fees and the implementation of it. I don't want to go down a road where we open ourselves up to a liability and get sued from somebody in the future. So it's going to take a very careful hand to get this passed through if the commission wishes to actually go down that route. So in order to do the ordinance and properly repeal or replace, enact, you've got Schwab engaged this firm to do so.
And what kind of timeline are you anticipating for that?
She has estimated January,
Okay.
probably the second meeting in January or first meeting in February.
Okay. So basically, what we're working off of and what we had established is just gonna be waiting in the wings until they give us a
Yes.
hard answer on that.
Yeah.
And I think in some other conversations that you and I had, where it talked about somewhat circumventing the red tape, so to speak, for people to reestablish, is that maybe that statute shouldn't have hard timelines as to how far that extended out
Mhm.
for impact fees.
Yeah, and like I said, the reason it came about was because of hurricanes, Milton and Helene, and Ian even 3 years ago. Just issues trying to rebuild from as far as like permitting fee aspects, impact fee aspects. It was really slowing down the homeowners to ability to rebuild. And like I said, it's presented a bigger issue, and they've taken it. They didn't necessarily specify down. It was only for this.
Right, for new construction, but we can't proverbially live in that box of the hurricane box. or whatever,
Exactly,
so-
and then that's where we're trying to get out of to make sure we're in the clear on that. So,
Okay,
yeah.
sounds good.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Drew, do you have a estimation on what it's gonna cost with going with this other firm?
Yeah,
Or this
it's
specialized firm?
not to exceed 15,000.
Not to exceed? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I would just say like a lot of the legislation that's come out in the last few years, particularly unfunded mandates, but in this particular case, putting handcuffs on local government hugely. And those of us that attended not only the legislative day, as you mentioned, but some of us have been in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
And then every week we're reading the Florida League of Cities update for municipal elected officials. And Senate Bill 180 is literally just a horrible, horrible bill that may have been well intended but drafted by people who apparently had no understanding of the problem. Because as Drew said, it was initially specifically and narrowly focused on rebuilds subsequent to natural disasters. Actually, it only specifically said hurricanes at first. We have other natural disasters, forest fires and earthquakes, and tornadoes and things. But nonetheless, they broadened it such that cities and counties like us who are already in the process of trying to implement statutorily approved fees, impact fees, are now, everybody's halted because they slapped some pretty hard fees on us for trying to adopt them. And we know that no one on this commission would dare slow down someone who unfortunately was impacted negatively by a natural disaster, needing to rebuild and what have you. But nonetheless, It makes it extremely difficult for cities and counties to implement otherwise very intelligently designed, data-driven, statutorily approved impact fees, given the passage of 180. So I think, Mr. Mayor, in case anybody's going, why in the world that commission approve another $15,000 maximum for another attorney fees? Well, we don't have any choice. We as a commission agree we need impact fees.
Well,
Okay?
and a lot of cities gonna be doing it too, because when we were at that meeting, a lot of people were surprised, and when Drew walked out, we both looked and said, Drew said, oh, we got problems.
So,
So,
and two, in this bill, not only does it do exactly what you're just saying, but this 15,000, the up to 15,000, what that's gonna prevent us in the future, Senate Bill 180 actually allows a carve out in there to where the winning party, not us, if we were to win, they wouldn't cover our attorney fees. But say, for instance, the counterparty were to win,
Yeah.
we're on the hook for the attorney fees. And the
Yep.
statutory cap $250,000, but there's no cap on that.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Yeah.
just up to date on that.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to seeing how it progresses.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, number 11, public hearings. This will be the second reading of ordinance number 2026-02.
Here it John. City of Starke, Florida, ordinance number 2026-02, an ordinance of the City of Starke, Florida, amending chapter 78, personnel, article 5, City of Employee Retirement Systems, Division of 4, General Employees Retirement System, section 78-233, membership system, providing for codification, providing for conflict, providing for repealer, providing for severability, providing for an effective date. Appropriate motion to be passed ordinance number 2026-02 on second reading.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I move to approve ordinance number 2026-02 as read by title on second reading.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Warner. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second by Commissioner Milner. Any further discussion? Any public input regarding this ordinance? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion passes 5-0. All right, moving on to number 12, quasi judicial hearings. We have ordinance number 2026-04. Mr. Cole.
City of Starke, Florida, ordinance number 26-04, an ordinance of the City of Starke, Florida, amending the future land use plan map of the City of Starke comprehensive plan as amended, relating to an amendment of 50 or less acres of land pursuant to an application S-250-903A by a property owner of said acreage under the amendment procedure established in section 163.3361 through 163.3248 Florida statutes as amended, providing for a change in the land use classification from commercial and low density residential in parentheses less than or equal to 2 units per acre to industrial on certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Starke, Florida, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date.
Okay. And ex parte?
Yes. And each member of the commission, has there been any ex parte communications between Commissioner and Ms. Overstreet?
Me?
No.
No.
Have you talked to anybody about this?
No.
No.
Oh, I was not, oh my gosh. I talked to myself, is that okay?
Okay. Commissioner Moore?
And I liked my answers.
Mayor?
No, sir.
Oh my gosh.
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Campbell.
Evening, Mr. Mayor, Commission. As he just read, this is a land use change. The zoning will come right after. This is a contractor who is trying to take just over 12 acres on Edwards Road in Alton. Been vacant for some time.
Hercules property.
I've only lived here for a handful of years, but everybody says this has been anything and everything, and it's.
To us, yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It's been vacant for some time. They are an industrial use for the land use is what they are going to need. They have Schrader's, which is just across the road, that is similar. They are manufacturer, which would fall under industrial as well. Staff has done a review, and we recommend that it be approved. If you have any questions for me, I am here, and the applicant is here as well.
Okay. You guys started a little ahead before I got a chance to swear you in. If you want. Raise your hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
And is anybody else going to testify or present testimony on this matter? Okay, if you would just stand up and raise your hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You swear that your testimony that you already gave.
I don't have to say it now, I said it before. Yes, sir.
Lance, my question is, this, the way we're developing, is it gonna be, like, my concern might be the noise and like, is there any smoke coming in it? I don't know what kind of factory it's gonna be or whatever development, because I know it's being built around residents in that area. So it's a big concern right there.
The applicant's here as well, and they can touch on this more, but my understanding is that there'll be a lot of storage, some of their infrastructure type contractors, so there'll be storage there, most of it will be inside. They're gonna be up and about at certain times that other people are going to work as well. Between the industrial and the commercial, abutting residential, they're required to have a fence. So, to the best of the ability, noise can be controlled, but that's,
I'm not thinking, is there any like, maybe they can say, they're not, they got any, they burning anything constantly or anything, I don't know what kind of plant it's gonna be, you got residents. Well, I'm asking the question, you also got a church in there, Madison Street, right?
well, I can ask one of them to come up and touch on what they actually do on a day-to-day
That'd be
basis.
nice.
But we do have noise ordinances as well, so.
Yeah, okay.
And prohibitions on burning. You want to just state your name?
Leonard Nix. I'm trying to purchase the property for an underground utility company. So basically our guys meet there in the morning and get ready to go out to the job site. Sometimes we don't even come there in the morning because we're
Okay, that makes sense.
kind of on the side job. If it's a small job, you know, we come in there in the morning. If it's a big job somewhere, like, we don't just work in one town, we work wherever. In Florida, base of operation for equipment versus.
My concern was you building something there, but you're not, you're using it for a base and you're going out
That's
outside.
it.
Okay, thank
We're
you.
contractor, we do underground utilities, water and sewer primarily. We're not really burning, you know, per se, unless it's some junk or something, you know, like wood or something. But
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
anything else?
Thank you, sir.
All right, so at this time, what is your recommendation, Mr. Cameron?
It is a good use for the land, so we recommend that it be approved.
Okay.
Been approved by the planning council. Yep. I'd make a motion to approve it.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Milner, seconded by Commissioner Nugent. Any further discussion? Any public comment? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 12B, which pertains to the same piece of property, ordinance number 2026-05, Mr. Foles.
Ordinance number 2026-05, an ordinance of the city of Starke, Florida, amending the zoning map of the city of Starke, land development code as amended, regulating to the rezoning or relating to the rezoning of 10 or more contiguous acres of land pursuant to an application Z 25-03 by the property owner of said acreage, providing for rezoning from single family, very low density, in parentheses, R1A, close parentheses, and community commercial district in parentheses D-2, close parentheses, to general industrial district, in parentheses 1-2 or I-2, close parentheses, of certain land within the corporate limits of the city of Starke, Florida, repealing all ordinances in conflict, providing for severability, and providing an effective date. Appropriate motion, will you pass ordinance number 2026-05 on first reading?
Okay. Thanks, Parker. Are we still all sworn in on the same measure because it's relating the same, or do we need to go through the ex parte and swearing in again?
Well, let's go through the same process. Does anybody have an ex parte communication regarding this application that's before the commission? So,
I have not talked to anyone.
Mayor?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
All right, Mr. Campbell.
Then all those that are gonna testify, and we're gonna swear you. Anybody else gonna testify on this application? Okay, each of us swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Mr. Campbell, does the story stay the same?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is your recommendation?
To approve the rezoning to industrial too.
Okay. If we don't have any other questions of Mr. Campbell, I will entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion to approve by Commissioner Nugent. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
And a second by Commissioner Mortimer. Any questions or comments? Any public comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Campbell. Thank you. All right, city manager report.
Yeah, first, just a bit of good news. I mentioned Hurricane Milton and Helene earlier in the meeting. So the state had opened up funding for those areas that were affected. And essentially the entire state was declared an emergency situation. So that being said, it did open up funding. There's a little short window for this. We applied for stormwater, drinking water, and wastewater. We did not get the stormwater or the sewer. However, we did get a drinking water grant. This was 100% grant, no loan component whatsoever. We'll have a larger presentation at the next meeting when it comes to like agreements and items like that, but that amount was $23 million for drinking water. This includes water plant upgrades, a new water tower, the looping of the system itself in areas, and upgrading of lines and extensions. So a little bit of looking back in minutes and some of the past, this is the largest grant the city has ever received. So that is a huge monumental task, and both excited and very nervous. It's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to be a multi-year process. So a lot of good things coming out of it.
If I understand, this was a big staff effort and everything.
It was.
You know, everything being pushed through on you guys' part, hard work, and it was a team effort.
We essentially had a little less than a month to compile all the data together and submit it by June 24th, I believe, of this year. So it was a lot of work and a very quick turnaround.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you all.
Need the water.
So next up, Amber Shepherd with the Northeast Florida Economic Development group here. She's got a presentation, just kind of the activities and impact that we've had as a result of that.
Thank you for the opportunity to present tonight. I see some new faces on the commission, and so I wanted to come and introduce myself. I'm Amber Shepherd, the Strategic Alliances Partner with the Northeast Florida Economic Development Corporation, and share a little bit about what we do and what we're working to accomplish. And so tonight I'm going to walk you through a little bit of the partnerships that we've strengthened, and keeping in mind that my goal really for Starke is pretty simple. I want to position Starke as a competitive, investment-ready city in a rapidly growing region, and to make sure the opportunities coming through Northeast Florida flow right here into Bradford County. So A little bit about the NEFEDC. We are a regional partnership. We are centered on Bradford County. That's where we're proving our concept, and the majority of the work that we do is completed here in Bradford County. The city of Starke being the county seat and the home of our headquarters, obviously points us to do the majority of the work that we do here. But wanted to share that we also provide some support to Clay County through the city of Keystone Heights and also the Keystone Heights Airport. And then we're also working to bring Union County into our regional partnership. And we're providing some support to them as well. So we really want to be a bridge between industry, investment, and local government, working to attract capital investment. So that means private equity, venture capital funds, growing jobs, and strengthening communities. And so we're focused on growing Starke's long-term economic prosperity. Just a little bit about the board. In October, we had our annual meeting where we brought in updated our board of directors. Derek Thomas, who also works as a government liaison for Clay Electric Cooperative, is our board chair. Evan Douglas is our vice chair. He's the president and owner of Evan Douglas Construction. Anthony Graves, who works for Creative Engineering, is our secretary and treasurer. That's an FDOT consulting group. And then Don Strickland from Strick Scoops and Strick's Properties is our immediate past chair. Patricia Evans, area manager for Capital City Bank, is on our board of directors. Marty Shaw, who is the owner of Caldwell Banker Smith & Smith Realty. We also have Dean Weaver from CB Isaac Realty on our board of directors. James Coates, who's the Community Engagement Director for Santa Fe College, is on our board of directors. Sue Gilbery from Lotus Commercial. She operates an organization in Jacksonville that is focused on rehabbing commercial property. And then retired Major General James Eifert from the Keystone Heights Airport is also on our board of directors, and he is chair of the board of directors for the Keystone Heights Airport. So when we started working with NEFEDC and working in economic development, we had some solutions that we're trying to bring to the table. Number one, I think our biggest focus is expanding quality jobs, creating new employment opportunities, and we're targeting certain sectors to be able to do that and bring quality jobs to the community. I also had a focus on creating and identifying private sector capital investment, recognizing that when businesses are seeking to move, they often need funding to bring that to fruition. So my role is to identify businesses that are seeking to move here and then work with capital funders to help offset and help increase those opportunities. I'm targeting certain industries, and I'll go into that in a little bit more detail. And then working with the city of Starke to make sure that our sites are ready and that infrastructure is coming. So that's been a great collaboration. And all of this working together is to position Starke as competitive in this North Florida hub. So here's some of Starke's competitive advantages. I wanted you guys to be able to see what I'm touting as some key points of interest for individual organizations to consider moving to the area. So we are centrally located between Jax, Gainesville, and Ocala. We are nestled nicely between I-10, I-75, I-95. We have the rail running straight through, and I know that creates a lot of frustration for some people, but for me, that is something to really tout. A lot of organizations are leaning on rail more and more. So that rail and airport access is valuable. We're within a short drive to Jacksport and the International Airport, and we are part of the foreign trade zone here. So that creates some opportunities in terms of delaying duties and tariffs. This past year, I have put to use some automation tools to drive conversation and create introductions. So 13,005 messages have gone out via LinkedIn, reaching out to businesses. I am not trying to scavenge businesses in surrounding communities, but rather really reaching out outside of the state and even internationally to attract businesses here. Out of those 13,000 messages, I've had about 250 who have expressed an interest in learning more. And that led to 92 meetings being held just on the prospect of coming to the community. We've really been focused on some renewable energy, aviation and aerospace, with the Keystone Heights Airport being nearby. That plays very nicely into some defense contracting as well. And then also looking at advanced manufacturing. And through these outreaches, we've built partnerships working with Florida Commerce directly to learn about state level incentives like the capital investment tax credit that would allow large investment in the community to be a 100% return on investment. So for example, if a business moves to the community and they're in advanced manufacturing and they invest $100 million in CapEx and they create 100 jobs, the state of Florida will actually give them a tax credit for up to 100% amortized over 20 years. So it's creating long-term relationships and giving them very large incentives to move into the state of Florida. Also working with Space Florida to create opportunities. They have some debt financing capabilities, and then the EDA is the federal U.S. Economic Development Administration. They will offer grants covering up to $20 million at 80% with a 20% match. And so that could be a private match. And so that may come into play in some of the future projects that we have in terms of infrastructure when it's needed. If job creation is there and it's a part of some advanced manufacturing, we would qualify potentially as long as those funds are available. We rolled out some updated marketing and investor communications and worked diligently to expand our investor member engagement. In terms of the active sectors that we were looking at, I alluded to that a little bit, but we're really focused on advanced manufacturing, aviation, aerospace, renewable energy, defense robotics, logistics, and distribution. I'm also working to identify hospitality and retail for the city of Starke. We were actually able to get into some conversation with a major hotel line. Things are still a little early for them because they do look at population counts and traffic counts and things like that, but we're building those relationships today, recognizing the opportunities will be available. Currently in my pipeline of projects, I have 3 active prospects for Bradford County as a whole. The projects represent $555 million in potential investment and the creation of potentially 625 positions. The Erisha Group is a smart manufacturing hub. We're hoping to bring that to the Keystone Heights Airport, which is just a hop and a skip away from here. Phase 1, this would be broken over 3 phases. Phase 1 would be the development of 100 acres with a $400 million CapEx investment and the creation of 400 direct jobs in aviation, aerospace, advanced manufacturing, and R&D. TerraStar, we've actually been able to create some conversation here with the city of Starke and talk about the potential of the utilization of some property here in the city of Starke. They're looking at about 70 acres for the development of a renewable diesel facility. They would take biomass like tree debris, all that storm debris, and they would turn it into renewable diesel that is 100% comparable to fossil diesel. They are working to identify organizations that would be willing to take the produced diesel, and once they can line up 7 million gallons, then we can, no small feat, but then they can move forward and they have their funding in place. And then there's an existing facility here in the community that is not technically in the city as of yet, but we would be looking at extending water and sewer from the city to this facility, and that would include annexing them into the city of Starke. And they are looking to develop 100 acres on their existing property, which would be about a $35 million CapEx investment and the creation of 100 jobs. So these projects are all in the pipeline and hopefully coming to fruition very soon. In terms of workforce development, we've really worked to partner with the schools in the community, especially the school district K through 12. When I talk with business leaders, I talk with them about building relationships. When they move here, the invitation to move here is to come and immerse themselves into the community. We want to see those workforce training programs being developed, so that way they can identify that pipeline of employees here. Santa Fe has been brought into a number of conversations, and then of course North Florida Technical College as well. So we want to make sure that we're aligning the career training with the opportunities that we're bringing to the community. And being totally honest, we do recognize that every industry is experiencing employee shortages. And so in that regard, we've developed some partnerships with some robotics companies based here locally that can provide some insight into some automation and robotics to offset the challenges that businesses are facing with employee shortages. This does not take away jobs from people. What it does is it removes extra burden and strain that are on those employees when their employers are unable to fill those jobs. So that is another opportunity for training here in those schools. We're working to increase our community and investor engagement. I sent out an email to everybody on the commission about our newly launched North Florida Development Diaries podcast. I'd love an opportunity to sit with you and interview you and talk with you about your hopes and vision and projects that you see in coming to the community. We've worked to strengthen our investor relationships with marketing and promoting our investor members through our social media, hosting tours, even for organizations from outside of the United States. We've had some international visitors to our community. A little more on the marketing and outreach, focusing on LinkedIn and website traffic, trying to target site selectors and industry leaders. We find that LinkedIn is really the most active channel. And this presentation is available in your packet, so I go into a little bit more detail on some of the funding and incentives that are available. And I'm happy to answer any specific questions that you have. We do also have the Florida Opportunity Fund and Bond Guarantee Program that's available to businesses. And so looking forward to the future, we're really working on increasing our investor members, attracting businesses to the community, strengthening the businesses that are here. So organizations that are existing, we are happy to provide support in revenue growth and business growth for them. And so I really appreciate the time that you guys have given to the EDC and the support that you've given to the EDC. And I look toward the future working together with you to make sure that we have sites ready for businesses that are ready to move in, and working with the team to maximize the infrastructure that we have going. And one thing I would ask is that in preparation for these businesses, I know that we don't have a specific incentive plan here locally, but businesses do ask what incentives are available, so please be considering those things. I have, when this conversation comes up, I do let them know that we are able to create a custom package based on needs, and so I do ask them to share with me what they've seen in other areas, and that we can bring that forward to the commission for review and consideration. So thank you for your time, and if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Questions, any comments, questions for Ms. Shepherd, Ms. Overstreet, regarding her presentation? Okay.
No, thank you, Amber. Appreciate all the work.
My pleasure.
Mr. Nugent?
I just want to thank you for what you do. We really enjoyed your the function you had over in Peace County. It went really good and real informative. And hope you get invited anymore.
Absolutely, you guys are always welcome, and I have you guys on our email list, so you should receive quarterly updates. Of course, when we get closer to the annual meeting, I become quite public. So, but if you have any questions, my phone number is up there. You're more than welcome to call anytime. And as I stated before, I would like to be able to have the opportunity to interview you guys. So, let's look forward to getting those scheduled on the calendar, if you don't mind.
Commissioner Miller?
Thank you. Be sure and bring some makeup for Danny.
We'll turn on the shoulder.
Since we brought her on back when I was on the economic development, she's done a marvelous job in the outreach. I have had the privilege of meeting some of the folks from Korea and other places, excuse me, that she's brought in. One of the things, I think Mr. Mortimer and Nugent and I and Drew were in Orlando. I get confused because we travel so much. After that, we were in Ocala for the equation. Anyway, the one we were at, Amber, great presentations as always in Orlando with the rural economic outreach. The one scary one was that 1 hour or so that the guy did. Everybody was wide awake. And that was showing the shortfall anticipated reasonably of employees, not just in targeted industries, but in general, over the next 10 years throughout the United States, but in specific places. And I'll just give you one of the quick things he said is you bring a Buc-ee's in, everybody gets excited. I'm not one of them, but be that as it may, they employ 150 people, most of them full-time at $22 an hour. But all they're doing is taking all those employees making $18, $15 an hour from other local jobs, who are already finding it hard. And I'm not knocking Buc-ee's. I'm saying this gentleman made a lot of sense. Drew, you were there. Janice. I mean, it was almost scary about the reasonable projections of the shortfall for employees in the 20 to 30, 35 age group. And then they showed another whole slide where people my age are going back out to work. Dear Jesus, they're depending on us. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But, so I said that to say, I think that Amber and Northeast Florida Economic Development Corporation is going to be an absolute necessity working with us at Santa Fe College and the Technical College, Bradford Technical College. Training, we're going to come up with a program that never existed. But when you get an industry coming in, and they're wanting, as you indicated, incentives from us, which for the first time in the history of the city of Starke, we're going to have seriously consider, especially if we are able to get some impact fees subsequent to 180. Anyway, we may see something we have never dreamed of. Space stuff that we're talking about with some of those groups that I know y'all involved with. So it's exciting, but it's going to be a lot of money's got to be put in training, and we've got to get some folks ready to work. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ms. Shepherd. I do look forward to what you continue to bring forward. And just to bring light to what you do, a lot of people do not understand it. They do not realize that there are entities like the EDC out there. Everybody wants it, but they don't know how to get to it. And they don't know how to get those businesses in there. And that's what this entity does. So thank you for your hard work, and I look forward to I want to have that conversation with you if you want to do a podcast or however it is, because I've been stumping since I got into doing this position about our strategic location and where we're at and the resources that are readily available to us within basically an hour's reach of Starke. We can cover effectively from Orlando to Tallahassee like that.
Yes.
And people don't realize it. And if we continue to position ourselves in that fashion, we'll be very competitive in the job market and what's coming for us. So, thank you again.
My pleasure.
All right, Mr. Mullins, I think we have building and zoning next.
We do, yeah.
Code enforcement. And commissioners, I don't know if you had it, but we do have the monthly update from building and zoning in your packet. Does anyone need it? Anybody need an extra? And anybody in the crowd that may want one, if you have other extras, I have an extra.
Evening again. Just our monthly report for the Building, Zoning, and Code Enforcement Department. Over the month of November, we issued 16 residential permits, 1 commercial permit. There were 0 zoning applications, 4 contractor registrations. We did 24 inspections performed, and the revenue from the month of November was $7,077.38. On the code enforcement front, there was 8 open cases, 5 closed cases. We did a right-of-way sign roundup. If you didn't notice. 177 signs were taken out of the public right of way. Many more back up there already though, so do that again soon. There was one demo, that was 1320 North Temple Avenue, if anyone noticed. And we had 14 public contacts. If you have any questions?
Sounds good, like you've been busy. I know that those signs, and just for the record, a lot of people do not realize that you can't just put those signs wherever. So for one, in some ways it impedes the view, and then obviously on the right of way, and then if we have contract services for maintenance of right of ways, et cetera, it becomes an issue, so.
If anyone is listening and they want their sign back there in our office.
And you guys did post that on social media, so I
Yes.
do appreciate that, because those signs do cost some money too, so somebody may come call us about that.
We're running out of room, so they will be disposed of.
Any other questions or comments from Mr. Campbell?
I'll just say that I appreciate Lance and Nick, and I've talked with them, they leave, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, Lance, I don't mind that. You know, they temporarily leave the weekend signs of the church and the yard sales and the Halloween things and Christmas things coming up in churches until the event's over, hopefully on Monday morning. But the aggravating thing, and yard sales as well, the aggravating thing is there's businesses. And we were discussing one the other day with Nick and Lance, and these people had to get in a bucket truck to put these signs up on our utility poles with nails in them. And so, like I've said to Drew through Mr. Sparks, I can't order him what to do. I said, you get that bucket truck, get them suckers off of there. It's just so aggravating, besides dangerous for a utility pole. But they have done a great job of cleaning this city up of what we call snipe signs. And, but leaving alone those short weekend garage sales, happy birthday parties and stuff like that. So, thank you.
Mr. Nugent?
No, I'm good. Me and him talked before. I have something to give you when you.
Commissioner Everett?
I'll keep my mouth shut.
Okay. Commissioner Gordon?
I am not shocked. No, I just want to say that specifically the code enforcement issues that have been brought to the attention of staff specifically in my district have been addressed. Of course, you know, with code enforcement, everybody's not always happy, you know, when you're called on the carpet about being in violation, but I want to thank you, Nick and Lance. You guys are doing a fantastic job. You really are out there trying to do the best job that you can, and I know you do take a lot of grief from folk. And I'm sorry about that, but you know, just keep your head up. You're doing a fantastic job because you're really making me look good. Well, us, but in my district, really making us look good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mullins, anything further from your shop?
I think that's about it.
Okay. Ms. Thompson?
I just have a couple of things. I just wanted to let you guys know that we did Heroes for Holidays today. It went very well. In total, right at 300 students are being affected, and we're able to. The mayor was able to join us today, and a lot of law enforcement was great. If anybody else has some time on Thursday, they start at 8:15, help out 10:30. It's a great event for a lot of good things. Saturday, RJE is doing their toy giveaway. We have a box out front. Please make some donations if you will, and you're welcome to go join them as well from 11 to 2. They do a great job as well. And then our city luncheon will be Tuesday the 23rd at 11 o'clock at the Fellowship Hall next door at the Methodist Church. I appreciate all the commissioners, myself and Mr. Mullins. We raised enough money between us that every single employee will get a gift card. We'll have those. We also have prizes from some of our vendors. We're gonna play some games. We're gonna have some fun and have some fellowship before we leave for our holidays. There is an event on the square New Year's Eve. And we will not have a meeting by then. If you guys get a chance, please come out. It is a free concert. It is a local person who's a national artist. All the logistics and everything is being handled. The city and the county are working very well together, as we have in the past couple months. We've done a lot of projects together. We're getting a lot of stuff accomplished. And it should be a really good night. We will have fireworks, so those of you who hear that, that is a true something, but it'll be 11 o'clock. not midnight. And we will be over and done, and then everybody should be home and in bed by, midnight hour.
Good deal.
That's all I have.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Mullins.
Would you, so I just had one quick little thing. You remember the letters we had sent out before from the EPA about lead line services, unknowns, knowns? Those have to go out by the end of the year, so we were working to get those out now. But just want to give you all a heads up, before you all get phone calls or anything, those are going out. Not necessarily saying there are lead lines or anything with customer. This is on customer side. This isn't on us, so, it's just a requirement from EPA on it.
Commissioner Morgan?
Drew, can you just put a copy of that letter in
Yes.
our box? So I'll know when they call, because they'll call.
Okay. All right, 13C, Public Safety. I had a conversation today with Captain Mueller from the Sheriff's Office. You should have gotten your monthly report for November from them. If you have any questions or concerns, please communicate those with Captain Mueller or any other of his command staff. I did convey to him, just so it's on the record, that I have had complaints about traffic issues at Church Street and South Street over here, with issues of commercial traffic basically still coming down that side road, probably from getting confused. And they wind up going through the residential neighborhood, and then issues with stop signs, so I did convey that to him, so. Any questions or comments about our public safety? All right. Moving on, Mr. Folds, do you have any information for us from the legal side?
Yes, had a chance to meet with the Charter Review Committee prior to the commission meeting, and I'd like to compliment Ms. Thompson on her excellent presentation as an orientation. All the members seem very enthusiastic about getting to work, and we look forward to working with them and coming up with a long-needed charter review.
Yes, sir.
It will be very involved, and looks like they're dedicated to do that and spend the time. In addition, I'd like to remind the commission about our ethics orientation project that we have on Thursday night, which all of you invited, hope as many as you can attend. You've gotten a formal invitation, so we look forward to seeing you.
And that's at 6 o'clock?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, it qualifies for an 8-hour ethics presentation, so it's from 4 to 8. There will be presentations, there will be food served, and we look forward to seeing you all. And parking is in our parking lot, the adjacent Matheson Center parking lot, and then if those fill up, across the street in the school board parking.
All right. If you would please let Danielle know I want my steak medium rare. All in vinegar with the salad.
I'll write that down and fix that to her tonight.
All right, Commissioner reports. Commissioner Overstreet.
My turn?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, okay, I get to talk again. Look, I just want to say thank you to everyone for your kindness to me, and also thank you for mentoring me and helping me to learn the ropes, because there's a lot to learn. But thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Glad to have you here. Commissioner Milner.
Madam Clerk, do you or Drew renew every year the ASCAP license for all the music used down at the square?
We have not seen one, and I don't, no, sir, but not that I'm aware of. We can check into it, but I will tell you that, individually, and the only reason that I know is from the grill.
Right.
I have to, renew my license. If it's a live performer, they are responsible for it. This group does have their insurance and does have theirs up to date.
Okay.
I do not believe we will have to worry with that licensing, because we're not gonna be playing canned music essentially.
I appreciate that.
But I will,
figured you'd be on top of it. It's
yes,
just-
sir, I will.
And you're right, live, there's them, it's on them.
If it's
not us.
on
But
them,
If we play
yes.
any music through a
Right.
speaker system, as you well know, we're
Yes, sir.
liable.
I will make sure.
That's it, thank you for everybody.
Yes, I just want to remind the commissioners, on the 18th, it's our dinner, it's Christmas dinner for the Florida League in Lake City, starts at 5:30. Mr. Walker and me, I will not be able to go because I'll be in Lake City, a pre-scheduled dinner down there for the league, sorry about that, but I will be taking the test from y'all after y'all.
Okay, we'll miss you.
I assume staff, whoever's putting these together, which is fantastic. I mean, in my opinion, we're giving literally the best information. I'm taking all of my stuff that I take home and just leaving the things. If that's not what y'all want us to do, let me know.
It's perfect, the
I
binder
have one more thing.
and the tabs, and the tabs.
I wanted to thank Chrissy and all the people who got involved with the parade. They did a really good
Yes.
job. It's well organized,
Very much.
and safe, and thank y'all very much.
Okay. Madam Vice Mayor Mortimer?
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm not gonna be at the party, I've got a doctor's appointment.
We will miss you.
Like we still.
Yeah.
So, as we close out, like Ms. Thompson said earlier, Thursday, if you have time, 8:15, Holidays with Heroes. It is Holidays with Heroes now and not Shop with a Cop. A lot of that comes from the demand of the amount of children that we are able to cater to and help out. They were able, due to some rather large donations this year, were able to up their amount up to $150, which, as you know, at any store, $100 can be eclipsed very quickly. So this is a blessing to those children and their families, and it is a quite humbling experience. As always, I've been doing this about 20 years for that organization, and it never ceases to, bring things into perspective when you see these children come in, and they're more concerned for others than they are themselves. When they come in and tell you that they want to buy things for their siblings and their friends and their parents, rather than just getting what they want, when most of us can turn around and go to Walmart and drop $100 at the drop of a hat and not think twice about it. So if you have never witnessed that experience, please come, and I can assure you, you don't have to be a cop or a firefighter or anybody else. You just need to be a willing participant to come and help with that experience, and you will get put to work. So, again, we appreciate our employees, your efforts you put in. Congratulations on the extra day off, and hope you enjoy the holiday season.
You too.
And as it relates to the mayor, and I want to convey to the city and my fellow commissioners, it's not a position I take lightly. I do consider myself an ambassador for the city, and it is a great honor and a privilege, and I look forward to serving you again in the rest of this term. We're kind of 2 months in, but I do appreciate it, and it is a great honor. So, with that being said,
Who gave me this mug? Is this mine?
it's been there for a while.
I had 2 of them over there because I didn't need them. You're welcome.
Oh, so I got your leftovers, Bob?
They're brand new. I never used them.
They're $20 a piece. You can give it to me.
But you can have them.
Yes, we'll put it to good
I don't know,
use. So. All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
To adjourn.
All right.